Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're continuing the Star Wars, Turtles piece where we left off. Current progress so far, so. Hey, what's up? I didn't comment on your video. Sorry, man. I've been busy. Haven't really watched any videos. Been drawing this, and I got 8 or 9 hours of work to do during the day. My concept art job and my puppies. Apologize if I haven't gotten to it. Just send me a private note or something so I remember, and then I will go look at it. I don't mean any disrespect. Just, you know how it is. I haven't even had a chance to see 1917. I want to see that, so. But I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance this weekend. The old sketch Nintendo. I'm still working on that right here. No, thanks. Yeah, it's getting there. You know, this is the zoomed out version. So I'm adding some extra figures in. Hey, Matthias. Appreciate it. Thank you. Matthias. Hope I'm saying that right. Don't take offense. Well, I appreciate Matthias. I appreciate it. Hey, we're streaming.
Hi, everybody.
It's Friday night, so everyone's just sitting at their computer waiting for Rob to draw so they can all log on and contribute to our 100 views.
Yay, that's a spirit.
Jonathan Rector was on the other day, yesterday, and he goes, "Hey man, have you noticed a dip in your YouTube?" I'm like, "No, I get the same 100 views I've been getting forever." you know, like the same 100 views
Right,
for me,
right.
man. You know,
That's funny. No, I haven't noticed a drop. Oh,
cue to someone in the YouTube comments who leaves me a, "Hey, you always say you don't get enough views. You should be doing this to your yeah. It's because I'm not doing that one thing. Sure.
exactly.
They're like, well, it's not a place for artists. I'm like, no place is a place for artists. I've worked in art departments and they're not really a place for artists. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
it's not a place for artists. You saying Logan Paul doesn't make art? He might box you if you know.
All right.
What he said he was going gay for a month or something.
There was well, I mean, because there was that video leaked where he was maybe giving some attention down below on somebody
Hey
of the
man,
of the
it's
same
free
sex.
world.
Hey, do whatever you want. I'm just saying, own up to it. Just be free with it. I'm pretty sure he'd get just as many followers, or well, I
I
don't know
don't
how they
know.
would. I don't know if they'd accept him. He's pretty. It's not very nice.
He's a total asshole.
Oh yeah.
They should get him for that Jackass movie they're making.
He actually did, and you know what? This will be a rare time. He actually did. Logan Paul said something that made me laugh the other day. Um, there's this NFL player, Antonio Brown. Okay, this guy was the best receiver in the league. Okay, then he had some legal trouble with females. Okay, and so he gets dropped from the team that he just got signed to for like 70 million or whatever. Okay, and then another team picks him up, and he does some more crazy shit. Then that team drops him, and then he just keeps doing crazy mentally disabled things, like very irrational. Like if he's been hit in the head too many times, that maybe he should be checked out. And there's this whole theory when he got hit in the head 2 years ago by this one giant guy who knocked him out, that was the path that led him on. But anyways, so he goes on different Twitter rants and all kind of horrible shit, and he gets dropped by the Patriots. And so then he attacks Logan Paul. He's like, I'll fight you. And then Logan Paul goes, I'll drop you faster than the Patriots did. And I lost my shit because I thought it was fucking hilarious. Like it was such a good burn that even though I don't like him, I respected the joke. I was like, that's spot on. I was like, that was so
Jerome
good.
Burgundy moment.
Yeah, it was so good. I was like, that's a good joke. Good job. But and the Antonio Brown guy, man, if there is ever a case for athletes taking hits to the head and their mental health being affected, this guy, he's just the other day he was live streaming. I guess he got into it with his baby mama who has 3 kids from him, that she was trying to leave in one of the cars, and he's like, no, I own all this. So he called the cops. Then when the cops are there, he's saying racist things at the cops, saying he'll fight the cops, all while he's live streaming it for some reason.
Wait,
None
who
of
was
his
doing this? I missed this one.
Antonio Brown, the
Oh,
receiver.
okay.
Yeah, the wide receiver who's
That's
basically
always good luck with him.
flushing. He's flushing like 70 million down the drain, 40 million, I think, some crazy, numbers. He would have been the highest paid receiver. He was great. He was good. He's crazy, but so yeah,
Well,
he's
they do get
he's
hit in the
yelling at
head
the
for a living.
cops. Yeah, he's yelling at the cops, cussing them out, cussing out his baby mama in front of his kids. And then so the next day, his like agent, who's a very, very popular, successful agent in the sports industry, like this guy represents the best of the best. He's like, listen, I'm giving you a certain amount of days to seek mental health. I'm dropping you, and if you seek the mental health, then I'll be your agent. Like even when your agent is like passing up the chance for because he gets a big chunk of that money. When he's like, nah, it ain't worth it. Lemon ain't worth the squeeze. Then you got
Because he has
issues.
to go in a room and defend it, right?
Right. Oh yeah, he has to try to sell this guy who's now, the last straw was obviously him live streaming, cussing out the cops and calling his baby mama a hoe and all this other shit. But the point of all that is, I don't know where I'm going with it, but this guy's worth more than we'll ever be. So,
That's what
I mean, what's really relevant and what's popular and what's going to make it big on YouTube? I mean, him yelling
I
at the
don't really
cops.
know where I'm going with it.
Yeah,
I need
him
that
yelling at the
Mike
cops.
Rappaport. Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Him yelling at the cops
Uh-huh.
on his live stream probably got more views than all of your channel views added together. That's how
Yeah,
sad
because he's a
it
black
is.
man yelling at the cops and getting away with it. And so everyone's like, "Holy shit!" It's like, yeah, if you know, look, oh, if you got millions of dollars, and you're a
He's
sports,
a,
you got a
you're a
good chance of
celebrity.
getting away with it. You know, like so. It sounds like he's got some mental issues. I do hope he gets that taken care of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's Token Razor. Psycho.
oh man, today sucked. Sucked.
Yeah, I was supposed to have that meeting with your wife, but
Yeah,
Friday nights
sheesh.
I don't make dinner. Then my wife goes, "Hey, why don't you make dinner?" I'm like, "I got the meeting with the fuck." So I had to make the dinner.
Yeah, she she had to be in bed by 9. She's got to get up. We're both working tomorrow, but I can stay up and get like sleep. She can't function if she don't get a good sleep. I mean, because her job's more dealing with people and emails and blah blah blah. Where mine, I can just zombie through physical labor all day. But yeah, we have like this
Plus,
heating.
plus, you've been
Oh,
probably
okay.
hanging out at Chili's for a few hours, so you're already.
I wish. I'm hungry. I'm eating leftover dumplings right now. I put myself on mute when I take a bite. Which they're not that good reheated. They're definitely better
No,
when they're
man, they're
freshly
cooked and
freshly.
oiled.
They're better fresh and steamed.
Steam buns.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
steamed dumplings.
steamed up. Yeah, no, they're not going to be very good.
But
Matter of fact, you're better off getting some oil in a pan, shallow frying those steamed dumplings, and
yeah,
making
I thought about.
fried dumplings at that point.
Yeah, I thought about that, putting them on the stove, but I was just trying to hurry up and get on here because he texted me. So yeah, we have this heating machine that heats up the vinyl before we put it on, and something blew in the breaker on it, so we
So
had to
you're
take
gonna
it
be like, can I put
off.
my steam buns on there to get warm normally? And I don't
Actually,
have.
sometimes I do put things in there in the morning, like if it's like an egg sandwich or whatever I have, I'll just stick it in that little mini oven thing, let it get all nice and like a little bake to it. It's a little crispy. It's nice. Um, but needed to fix it today so we could work tomorrow. So which one says mama? Is it the turtle? Mama. Yeah, the turtle. Man, and they went from super serious shredder to daycare shredder.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was not a fan of the movie, but
I had explained to Jessica the other day why they didn't use their weapons, because so many parents complained about them using their weapons, so they had to switch to like the trash cans and the sausages and
yes.
shit like that they couldn't use their weapons. Because I started watching it, she's like, why is he using sausages? He's got nunchucks. I'm like, baby, can't use their weapons. She's like, they're ninjas and they can't use their weapons. I'm like, not unless you want to piss off parents in the 90s or whatever it was, 89.
The movie made fucking more money. It was more profitable than Batman. Like, don't fuck with. You know what I mean? Like, it's always funny when they go parents. I'm like, parents obviously paid to take their kids to go see it.
Right.
You know, like whatever.
And so I watched the Turtles again. It was like the first time that I forgot that scene with Donnie with the face in the mouth, and I
Oh
watching it, the
yeah,
fucking mouth inside the
yeah.
face. I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah, it was creepy. I was like, Jesus.
Every time I get on one of these pieces, man, I'm like 100 hours into it. I keep thinking, I don't even draw fucking chibi shit. You know what I mean? Like, how do I get stuck doing this? Like, how do I? I mean, these people are making cool art, and I'm over here fucking with 1 inch tall fucking plushie drones. I don't even know why. It's not even something I normally do. It's just once a year I come out and go, oh, here's this fucking thing I can do. It's pretty fucking nuts. And I don't know. It got me the Game Informer cover. I can't say the idea hasn't worked for me. On some level. If I just sat around doing pinups of fucking Darksiders, that wouldn't have got me a Gaming Informer cover.
Hmm.
So there is something to it. I just don't know what it is. I'll just never forget that time my high school teacher got mad at me for drawing controllers for still lifes over and over. So all I would draw is just crazy perspective. I just, you know what I mean? People are just like, more game
Yeah.
controllers. I'm like, that's the only thing I'm interested in drawing that's connected to the stupid assignment. She was just like, what are you going to do? Make a living drawing
Yeah.
controllers? And I'm like, what? Well, yeah, I'm not saying living, but it helped me buy this house. Like,
Right.
you know, drawing a bunch of controllers has done well for Rob. Like, more than you'd think, Brandon. Like, I mean, somewhat impressive even for me. Like, huh?
Oh yeah.
Like someone was asking about how I got all the details on the games. And like, did you draw each one and then put them in perspective? I'm like, no. I put the actual boxes in perspective and drew over them. Here's the videos. And it's just like, uh, they don't like. Sometimes, man, it's like they they're like somewhat let down that I didn't somehow just like draw each one on my own in high res. You know what I mean? And at the same time, like, try it. See
Yeah.
how. See, if you think I'm taking the easy way out, give it a go. You know?
Right.
I mean, crazy as it sounds, I've already dreamt up some new stupid shit for me to do at some point, and how to take it a step further. So, like, case in point, like this time I had the posters and stuff on the wall, and I drew over 'em, right on this piece, Brandon.
Uh-huh.
So the idea in my head is that, let's say this were like an X-Men piece, and instead of like little snippets of stuff around the back I could actually like make these, instead of a giant character, I can make it more like figures and statuettes, right? Little designs,
Hmm.
And in the back, remember that two piece I was planning? I could do
Yeah.
that two piece across two pieces, like actually do that separately as its own print, and
Oh,
then take
nice.
that print, put it on the back, and then see what I mean. So I can use like separate prints that I do for the theme, and then use those as posters.
Sounds cool to me.
Which means, remember, I was always like, oh, I want to somehow work out some X-Men like single character pinups. I don't know how to quite make it work or what I would do with that. Well, then I could put them in here as little pinups, and then go and add all this extra shit. Comic issues that I like, and characters as little figs, and
Right.
I just don't know why I do it. Honestly, I'm like,
Self-punishment.
uh, won't be for a while. But it's like, if I'm gonna do a Spawn piece, rather than draw a Spawn, why don't I just do something that puts everything I love about Spawn into something, so that I don't have to do it anymore?
Right.
That's kind of like how I say it. Like, you don't see me endlessly drawing pinups of Battletoads. Not that I would be against it if people wanted me to commission Battletoads, but maybe that's the way to do it, Brandon. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I should just endlessly draw pinups.
There you go. Non-stop.
I mean, it has worked for dudes, so maybe I'm selling myself short by only being like, well, I put everything I had into that one, and I don't want to do it
Right.
anymore. You know.
What the fuck are you thinking, Rob?
But if I did like another Star Wars thing, then I could do just like a separate piece where it's this cool pinup. And then once I get enough together, then I can plan some extra little thing in the front to go in front of you. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So, same with Savage Dragon or Spawn.
Kind of like that the fuck's his name? The Viking guy you did.
The
The
robot?
no, the Viking you did the other day with the blue on his face, and where you had the pin up, but then
Wolverblade?
also, yeah. I mean, that's cool. Where you still have the pin up, the character, and then like the upper body torso piece. Like I like
Yeah, but
those.
I'm talking about actually taking like how I did the Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if I
yeah.
did one where I put a couple characters together and put the PlayStation down in the game, and I did a little bit of this stuff, but then behind them I can put that pin up that I already did as a poster
Ah, okay, I
in
got
the
you.
piece. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you now. Yeah.
Yeah. What it means is I'm planning things that, like, oh, that would probably take a full year to complete. Like, if I just piecemealed it out, and then at the beginning of the year did this hard part, did this other part. You know what I mean? Like, if
Hmm.
if I piecemealed out different parts of it throughout the year, and then at the end of the year bring them together and then create the tribute nostalgia stuff to go with it. Then, because like, if I do
Makes
a Savage Dragon tribute piece, I'm gonna want to actually put like some of those toys in there, some of the
hmm
actual issues. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so I don't know. So probably piss off Eric Larson. You read the covers. I'm like, mm, I got time. So hopefully, I'm operating under the assumption that I won't just collapse one day.
Probably.
Like I'd like to do an X-Men Street Fighter thing that goes maybe across 3 prints, and tying the backgrounds across, or maybe probably 4 prints, because tying across the backgrounds would be 2 pinups, an X-Men one and then a Street Fighter one, right?
Right.
And then in between, I have the different arcade cabinets with like 2 central figures and then plushies I can put, you know, and extra games and shit. Like, stuff that if they're gonna knock off, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt them. I like the
Yeah.
splatter stuff. This time you're gonna want to knock me off. It's fine. It's gonna happen, but I'm gonna get mine out of you. You're gonna suffer. See how motivated they are when they're tracing over Hostess fucking pie fucking wrappers and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to what end, Rob? I don't know. Yeah. It's not gonna net you 10,000 views on Instagram. I can assure you that. Like when I post work in progress pics, and at the beginning everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And then after like the 100th one, they're like, "When's it gonna end?" I'm like, "Yeah, that. Thank you." Now I get to like, it's almost like I get to drag some of my audience into my madness. Like, yes,
Yeah.
when will it
Right.
end? Right. But this thing of like one more thing and do this and make this over here, that's what it's like to work on real production projects where you
Right.
think it's over, but no, you know what I mean? Oh, we got the fun is just beginning. Like, yeah, it's not a lot of work, man. Like real world work. It's just not fun. Or it starts off fun and then it's like, fuck, just end. Just want this. You've seen a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I know like something super important, and I really enjoyed that Spyro thing I was doing, but it took a chunk out of me, dude. You were there.
Yeah.
It's rare I fucking how often do I complain about drawing? Like this fucking shit. Like,
It's hardly ever.
yeah. But that one I was like, yeah.
That took a chunk of your soul.
Yeah. Cuz it was like back to back with the Dragon Ball piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I did the Dragon Ball piece and that like one after another, and I just fucking hated life. Cue the countdown to the face, the YouTube comments,
Right.
where they're like, "All you do is complain." Like, yeah, that's what I do. But you see me working.
Right.
I'm bitching as I work. You don't see me half-assing. You know, against my better judgment. Sometimes I wish I was like, I should put in less effort.
Right.
All I was gonna do initially was just add the Genesis and Super Nintendo. Here we are.
Go, 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 Rob, go. This is the fun part, right?
This is the be careful you don't fucking blow it right at the end and be like, fuck this shit. So I would say it's better to start a project fast and then slow down toward the end versus like putting it off, and then cranking things out at the end. Like I like to get a lead early and I slow down almost to like a crawl toward the end, but as long as you meet the deadlines, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is not, I've not met the deadline on this, but there really wasn't a deadline too, so I was like, you're getting this for free, so fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
You know? This will help promote the magazine more than your magazine. It's true.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. Did you watch the Jojo Rabbit movie?
Not yet. Wasn't playing out here, man.
Uh,
Cinema out here is limited, so.
I think it just came out today on digital download.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fucking Friday night, bro. Watch
Right,
the
I'm not.
WoW. The WoW. Big WoW update happened. So.
Nice. Mine's asleep.
Oh, she's got work tomorrow.
Both do. But here I am.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Looking up internet topics to talk about. Cuphead is joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a downloadable Mii Gunner costume.
Yeah, instead of making full characters, they're making a lot of these indie games like little costumes your Mii's can wear. Pretty good idea.
People love the shit out of that Cuphead, so
And now Martin on Double Dozen fucking hates that game, and like every time they get new subscribers, they keep making goals to make them play it. So they got 1,000 subscribers because they moved to Twitch, and they got to get to 2,500 subscribers to make what they used to make when they were solo, you know.
mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, when we get to 1,000, Martin's gonna play Cuphead. He's like, I don't know. You're like, oh, you will. And so he played like 15 minutes, and now they're like, when we get to like, 1,500, we're gonna make him do it again. He's like, fuck. Beautiful game, just fucking hard as shit, bro.
Yeah, I tried downloading the demo on the Switch, but I don't know if it was just a story or what, but I never got to the actual gameplay, and I just turned it off.
Typical millennial.
Yeah. Fight me, bro.
Okay,
Fight me, bruh.
you just won't see it coming.
I'll
Yeah, I'm
dead,
not gonna fight you face to face. You won't see it coming.
I'll dead ass light you up, bro.
I'm just gonna dig holes out wherever your dog pees and wait for you to fucking fall in another one.
That's the way to do it.
That's how I fight, Brandon.
That's the way to do it.
I know that'll get you.
Probably.
Oh, turn tendon again, huh? Oh, it's a shame. Merge these into a group. Shift drag. I gotta put them behind, stand. They're a little big. Yeah, oh no, I'm covering that up. That's fine.
So for like the 20th time, my upstairs neighbor's dog, which comes down the stairs and sits by the door when she leaves and barks nonstop, woke me up. And I bang on the wall and yell at it to shut up, which it does, but then that only lasts so long. Finally, I left her a note on a door being like, hey, your dog barks nonstop at the bottom of the stairwell and door when you leave for hours very loudly. Can you please just block it off upstairs so it doesn't come down the stairwell? If she doesn't do anything, the maintenance guys who I'm close with, they're like, yeah, you could just go file a complaint to the office, and if she can't control her dog from barking nonstop all day, then she'll be in trouble. And I don't want to go tattle, but I've had it. I'm to the point where I'm like, I want to punch a hole through the fucking wall and not hurt the dog, but just be like, hey, buddy, come in here and hang out with us. You know what I mean? Like, because she
Right.
leaves for like 10, 12 hours. I don't know if she's a nurse or what the fuck she does, but she's also the one who would let it shit right there in the rocks and piss right by the door. And one time, didn't pick it up, so I had to pick it up, and I was like, hey, like she'll literally walk out her door. I'll have my window open, and I'm on the computer, and she'll stare at me while she just lets her dog pee right there. I'm like, can't take it to the grass, which is like 10 feet away where the dogs are supposed to go. So I doubt she'll actually stop him from going down the stairs. But that was the most level-headed adult thing I could do because I'm losing my shit because it's waking me up like 40 minutes before my alarm's supposed to go off every morning. And it's just when it happens abruptly from the dog barking, it's also fucking with my high blood pressure. So I'm waking up and getting a headache because it's just jolting me awake. I'm like, who's barking? What? Losing my fucking mind, Rob. Losing my mind. Like,
And when the plane crashes, you and her are stuck on an island together.
I would murder her. I know this is recorded. I don't care. If we're stuck on the island, she died in the crash. I don't know what you guys talk about. Sorry, sir. There's a coconut stuck in her head. Yeah, she landed on the coconut. she's not a good person. She's not. I know I'm not the best person, but I'm not an asshole. I pick up after my dog. I'm very considerate of the others that have to live in this apartment complex. I just don't. You know, you've seen me. I put my dog on a harness so she doesn't run around. I take doggy bags with me. I'm very considerate. It's just she shouldn't own the dog. Remember when I told you the dog was out and I found him and they were just like, oh, whatever. You know, they didn't even care that the dog was gone or even notice. A cute little sweet dog if he would just shut the fuck up and quit barking. And that just started the last month. So I think he's getting some kind of like separation anxiety from her being gone so long. Poor little dog.
Yeah, she should have a pet sitter come over.
She's the worst of the worst. You know when people try to dress too trendy and it looks way bad, you know, like they'll wear like those witch hats, but with like lime green jeans and like red chucks, but then still
No,
like that black witch hat.
no.
Okay, just imagine whatever trendy wannabe fashionista she is, but just doesn't pull it off.
All right.
That's it. Whatever you can imagine, that's probably it. Short hair, pretty sure she hates me. Probably more fond of Jessica. Just not fun person. Hey, you got enough shit here going on, Rob? Jesus. Keep zooming out in this plethora
Have you never looked at it?
of endless things. Well, I looked at it. It just never stops. It just keeps going and going and going.
It's only an 11 by 17 print.
Oh, that's it? That's all? Who's the owl looking character on her back?
It's gonna be Baxter Stockman. Maybe a
Oh.
Stockman plushie.
Oh, okay.
See his bubbles, his little eyes, and he's got wings.
Oh, okay. From far away, I thought it was an owl.
No.
Mm.
You know what? Where the blobbies come in handy? When you're blobbing stuff in, you can just go, oh, it's just a couple blobs. And that's how you trick yourself into thinking it's not as much fucking effort as it's gonna be. Meanwhile, I see like Sean Galloway always doing character designs. I'm like, yeah, I could be doing that. I was stuck here. Why am I? I'm the only guy in the world doing this stupid shit. Like, to what end, Brandon?
Yeah.
It's not like game companies can actually use this stuff because they're like, we can't do anything because they don't want to copyright any of that shit. So it's like, this is literally a print you just couldn't do legitimately, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, not everything has this much merchandise too. It's not like the X-Men have tons of fucking games and shit. You know, it's like I think with that there would mostly be like I'd make sure I get all like the arcade cabs, you know, and a few of the ports and stuff. But other than that, it would just be me like working at a bunch of dynamic statuettes or figures. I don't know how I'd lay it out, you know. I mean, I have like some main central figures and then like the April thing. Put the hot chicks up there. It'll be a while, but I gotta plan that shit out. It'll be a little bit before I get to that, but I will. I don't know why. Probably next January I'll take it on. Somewhere around November I'll be like, I'll start the pieces.
Right.
It'll take me 2 months just to get to doing the hard part. Hey, what's up, John? I used to work with John.
Oh, nice.
John's a good dude, man. You know who John reminds me of, man? Like Sam Keith, like when he was younger. Like
Oh, nice.
like super mellow. You know what I mean? You ever
Right,
talk to
chill.
Sam Key? Yeah, yeah. John's like that, dude. He's a good painter too. Super dope artist. Great T-shirt artist, man. I mean, he started that whole. He was at the forefront of all that retro, modern retro shirt stuff back in the early 2000s. People just didn't know it was John Craig doing all that stuff. Super good. Yeah, we worked together in our department for about 6 months before I quit, but he's a good dude. You ever want to see some cool, like, kind of that 60s, kind of like cool cartooning and shit, dude? Go check out John's stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he paints
Yeah.
logo tell for life. Yeah, crazy part, John. So John like worked on a bunch of the Peanuts and holiday stuff, and he was really good at it. And I learned a few things from him, like just paying attention to like how to do family oriented stuff and make it look fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like a cool
Mhm.
dad shirt, not like a fucking
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, but the stuff that we did there. So when I left this company called Logotel, I was like, well, I'm done with that. Fast forward 7 years later, I'm at Mad Engine again, and they bought Logotel, so all our art's on the fucking server, and they're having me re-CAD John stuff and my stuff, and then like people were putting their names on it. They're like, "Oh, this is their initials on it." I'm like, "That's my shit, dude. Don't be putting your fucking initials on it." Like, what do you mean, sir? It's from Logo. I'm like, "Yeah, I worked at Logo. That's John. That's JC. Don't put your fucking name on it." Like, it was real shady, man. Artists be putting their fucking names on. It's not like we got commissions too, but
Right.
they would just do it so those initials would pop up somewhere, and it would look like they did a lot more work than they really did. Is how it was.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, John. Small world, right? So there I am, 7 years later. Like, no, that ain't your shit. That's John's shit. That's my shit. That's some dudes from fucking Maryland shit. Like, uh huh, uh huh. It's weird. You may ever quit somewhere and then 7 years later, all the work that you did there comes back to you at some other job. You know what I mean? I never had that experience before.
Hmm.
Like, industry just got so small that eventually it just comes back to you. And then they're like, "We need you to clean this up." I'm like, "No, that was 7 years." I had to fix shit out. You ever walk out of a job like, fuck that. I don't have to do that again. Well, it came back. Like, like 7 years later, I'm over there having to fix shit that I half-assed. Uh,
Uh, I think the
thanks,
last
John.
couple of years, I've only worked at 2 jobs. One that I currently work at, and the one I worked at with you for like a week.
But imagine, like, let's say your grandma doesn't run the
Oh,
best
I get it.
books,
I get it.
right? Like, if your grandma didn't run the best books, or I don't know, you know what
We don't know if she does. We're hoping she does. It's a possibility.
I mean?
We trust her up there, but sometimes, man, it's like,
Like, she's just writing in tic tac toe or Sudoku fucking puzzles when she's supposed to be writing, real numbers and shit. Like, that's funny.
I imagine you know, she does spend, and I know this to be a fact, a good chunk of time on a website called The Hill, a political website, I guess.
Right.
And she really hates Trump. So I know because maybe during, I don't know, 2 or 3 times during the day, I'll just check my Facebook because I get an alert, and it'll be my grandma posting an anti-Trump thing on her Facebook page.
What if she inadvertently just writes that in the fucking books? Like,
I mean, hey, she really hates him,
car-
so I wouldn't be
carry the one,
surprised.
add the zero. I hate done it. You know what I mean? Like, what?
She hates him. So I mean, you know, which is fine. It's better than the alternative of her, loving him. But yeah, we hope she's up there doing the books right. But some days I wonder, she worked a
Scotch,
long
scotch,
time.
scotch.
I'll tell you something funny. You'll get a kick out of this. The other day, she asked me, she goes, somebody brought in a steel table, okay? And she goes, "Hey, we have to go pick up 7 more of those tables. You guys decide." And she's talking to me and my dad. "If one of you goes or 2 of you go." So I go to pick up with a table. I'm like, "This is heavy as hell." I'm like, "It's probably gonna take both of us." And she started telling me how another company has a female driver that could go pick up everything by herself, which I know isn't true, but I get, she's trying to talk shit. So I'm like, okay, well then hire that chick. I don't give a fuck. Whatever, make my life easier. And then she's like, you're a child, grow up. So then she goes up to the office. She comes back, and I'm staring at my grandma. Bless her heart. Okay, she's 76. She's got on 2 shirts. She's got a t-shirt on and then a plaid button-up shirt. Now the plaid button-up shirt is inside out. Okay, it's inside out, and she's twisted the collar to be the right way. Even though when you look at her, the buttons on her shirt are on the inside, the pockets are on the inside. Her shirt is completely inside out, right? And I was like, I'm a child. She goes, you're a child. I'm like, well, your shirt's inside out. You can't even dress yourself. And she's like, you're a liar. And I'm looking at her. My dad walks up and he shows her that her buttons and her pockets are inside. And she laughed because she felt stupid as hell. She's sitting there calling me a child, and she can't even dress herself. But I'm like, oh man. I was like, you need to retire. She's like, I can't. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Not in this economy,
job, dude. I'm so envious of you.
It's the fucking worst, but what do you do? No one's knocking on my door to do TMNT mashup art.
No one's knocking on my door to do this either right now. The only person knocking on my door is my wife to go, why are you still working on that? I'm never going to make enough money back to ever justify the cost, but it's madness. You never know where this sort of shit can end up, though. It's these little fucking tangents I go on that end up paying off later in life. So
I'm just waiting for my celebrity status. Come on, internet, make me famous. I'm just gonna go the route everybody goes. I'm gonna start an OnlyFans. You want to subscribe to my OnlyFans, Rob?
What's an OnlyFans?
Oh, you don't know what OnlyFans is? Oh man, I'm gonna blow your mind on this one. I'm pretty sure a good chunk of our viewers know what OnlyFans is. So OnlyFans is like Patreon, but R-rated, where people cosplay mostly. I mean, there's probably I'd say 50% of it is the girls that you see that have their Twitter cosplays and post their lewds. They start an OnlyFans, which is like Patreon, but naked pictures or somewhat naked that you wouldn't want on any other thing. So it's basically like Patreon, but you can sell sex videos. It's like a monthly thing. You post your content. So there's like a good chunk of cosplay chicks that have an OnlyFans account. You pay $10 a month, and there's probably 40 pictures a month and 10 videos of them naked, half naked, whatever they want to post, and you subscribe, just like Patreon. And you can't see any of it unless you subscribe to their page. Oh yeah. So, and most of them have a Pornhub. They have their own account on there, and then they link it to
one for you called a loaded potato.
If doing OnlyFans or porn got me money and I didn't have to work at my day job anymore, I'm so down. So
I don't know, Brandon. There's some freakadeeks out there, bro.
I'm not saying you got to watch it, Rob. You know what I mean? Just don't judge me when I do. You know what? I'm going to start one. You're going to come across it, and you're going to be like, this is
your dog mistakes your little toys for her toys. And
oh, jeez. I'm not putting anything in my body. Jesus.
You know what I mean?
You went the wrong way with
what
that
one.
What
are you doing? No, drop that. Runs off out the yard and shit.
Oh, man. You know what? There's probably a video on the internet of a dog running with a double-ended big old toy just down the street. And you're like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's crazy. They make so much money, Rob. It's ridiculous. Because think about it this way, okay? Like Patreon, $10 a person a month, right? And you get these girls have 500 to 20,000 people following them on OnlyFans at $10 a person. It's ridiculous.
Well, there you go, Brandon. You can do it.
I'm not opposed to it. I think I would go more the Pornhub route, just because they have that affiliated program and you make a lot more
Brandon,
money.
If you love to do that stuff, why monetize everything? Why does every hobby of yours have to be a side hustle? Just do it for fun.
Because I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of paying my wife's school debt.
Oh, there you go.
Crippling debt that gives me anxiety all the time and makes me check my bank account before I can even go to Chili's.
That is a sign. You
Yeah,
might
it's
not go to. You probably shouldn't be going to Chili's if you have to check your bank account before you go to Chili's.
that's really what it's like. It's so bad. We're so broke. It sucks. That's why I'm working on a Saturday, and she's working on a Saturday.
And she's like, "What more free work does Rob want to sign me up for?"
Yeah, but one day that'll pay off.
Mm.
Maybe. Yeah. Tomorrow we're after work we're gonna set up our table and play a round of that the Dungeons and Dragons
You're
game.
probably gonna be confused the first time, but
Right.
it's pretty easy to make sense of it. I just had two people with fucking ADD on Christmas. You know what I mean? Then my wife was like chiming in. I'm like trying to read the instructions, and she's like, and I'm like, you know what? Is there somewhere else you guys can be while I figure this out? Like, I'm a tolerant dude, but like, if you ask me to figure some shit out and then you want to have loud ass fucking conversations while I'm doing it, it's like, what do you, what is your goal here? Get some more news stories, Brandon.
You see the Morbius trailer?
Yes. Welcome to Nightcrawler's Bamf effects.
Yeah, that was weird with the purplish
Because the
slow
guy in
motion
charge of
image.
Sony was in charge of Fox when they made the Bamf effects. I can't be a coincidence, Brandon. You
No,
know,
not at all.
just can't. Everyone's
Yeah,
like, it's super good. I'm like, it looks like a Netflix show. Like, this don't.
it does. Yeah, it could have just been Netflix, and that would have been fine.
Yeah.
What's weird is, they had the Spider-Man on the wall, the drawing, painting,
It
whatever, and it
doesn't
said
mean anything. Just, people are making it such a big deal out of it. You come to find out that's all it is, you know?
right,
But then
and
they're
it
connected.
the,
No, they're not connected. You know, they have options with these people. So my guess is they're putting them in movies and they're going to say they're in a multiverse, you
right. I
know?
mean, they put murder on there, like he killed Mysterio, but it was also the Raimi outfit. It was the Raimi Spider-Man. It wasn't
Because
the
it doesn't mean
Homecoming.
anything, dude. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, it's not that well thought out. Remember the X-Men Fox X-Men movies? Remember their continuity?
yeah.
Just expect that level of detail. I'm super critical of Tom Robin, man. Sorry. You know? That's how I roll.
What about that scene from the multiverse Flash, the crossover event where they had Ezra Miller's Flash with the I can't remember his name, the CW Flash.
It just means that they're probably serious about making a Flash movie now, but that's all I took from it.
I loved when the Ezra Miller Flash looked at the CW and he goes, "This cosplay? You want a selfie, bro?" Yeah, he's like, "Your outfit looks comfy," and he's like, "Yours looks cool." But that shit was funny. Is this cosplay?
What's up, Gary? I worked with Gary too. Gary's a
Oh
good friend.
wow, it's like a reunion for you tonight.
Yeah. Artist, man. We're all up at fucking. All the work's due Monday, Brandon. That's how it works.
I wouldn't know. One day I might be an artist. One day.
Just over here working, Gary, on this fucking piece that'll never end. But yeah, Gary is dope, dude. He's created countless teas. He's working. Last time I saw him, he was working on Robotech teas too. It's pretty dope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He did like a bunch of mask stuff recently. Remember the cartoon mask? It's a little bit before your time, Brandon.
The G.I. Joe type thing.
Yeah.
I seen it when you did the crossover stuff.
No mask. Oh yeah, yeah. When I did the cross, I forgot I did those. Brandon's like, yeah, you drew it. I'm like, oh yeah, I did draw some mask. Huh. Forgot. Just deleted that out of my memory.
Brandon doesn't forget.
What? I appreciate it, Gary. Thanks, dude. Yeah, dude. Gary's fucking super dope. First time I worked with Gary was on, remember the movie King Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah, King Kong. We did those teas. I showed up right at the very end, so I didn't have much to do with it. But then I worked on Spider-Man 3. Gary and I once took a trip up to LA to go see, you know who Paul Frank is?
Hmm.
Yeah, we saw him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were over there in his studio for a whole day. And then we went to this hotel, and the studio didn't want to pay for the room. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go home. Yeah, Paul, by the way, Paul Frank owned a cop car with Decepticon stickers on it. This is before Transformers could come out.
He's the cartoonist, right?
Yeah, the little monkey.
Right. And then he did stuff that was bought by like the Power Rangers Saving Company or something like that. I remember
Something like that.
something that.
Yeah, Paul Frank Marvel. Yeah, yeah. He was a cool dude. I didn't know. He was like, yeah, you know Julius the Monkey. I'm like, no, sorry, I don't know. don't. I told him, I was like, hey man, I just got in this clothing thing because I get to use Photoshop. Like, I don't really know anything about fashion. I bought a Savage Dragon T-shirt once at Comic Con 1994 from Eric Larson. Like, yeah, that was a fun day. This we check it out. So we go to this hotel, right? And I'm in the lobby, and I'm looking at this woman, and I'm like, Gary's like, hey, yeah, look at that. I'm like, yeah, that's an escort. He's like, you really? I'm like, oh yes. I've done enough security at hotels to know. Nice high class upper LA, you know.
Right.
I was like, you got $500? Yeah, that was a fun day. We went to Outback. I always remember the food, right, Brandon?
Always. I'm more of a Texas Roadhouse fan, personally.
It's it was
That's my
like
jam.
upper ritzy LA, man. They're not having a Texas Roadhouse in 2006.
You shut your mouth about Texas Roadhouse.
They should get Patrick Swayze's license. Put Swayze in the Roadhouse.
Just
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have a
right,
place called
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, get the Swayze fucking license, bro.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sell little Bigfoot trucks and shit.
Or you could drink out of them. You just, I don't know. Or just a leg. It's like Roundhouse.
Gary's like, he doesn't remember the food. I'm like, well, first during the day we went to Frankie's. You know, they sell those loose meat buns, burgers.
I have
Yeah.
no idea. Is that a
During the day
California
for
thing?
lunch, we went to Freddy's. It's called Freddy's. They do these loose meat burgers. Um, it was all right, man. It was all right. It's not quite my thing, but it was decent. Um, but for dinner, we went to Outback. Had the bloomin' onion with Saho.
You're such a fat ass at heart, Rob.
Yeah, yes, I am. I'm a little fat kid. I
You are.
never forget the food, people. It's I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it, but eh. Yeah, it was kind of gross, Freddy's. Yeah, apparently it's a big deal. It's just it definitely felt like you know when Captain America talks about how the food wasn't that great in the 30s.
Yeah.
It felt like that place just kept making that food. Like
Is it Freddy's frozen custard and and steak burgers. Is that the one you're talking type place
No,
you're talking
no,
about?
this was like it's a loose meat Frankie's, Freddy's, something like that. It's a white. You'd almost mistake it for an In-N-Out if you know what you're looking for. You know,
Because I mean,
there's one
there's a
right on Claremont Mesa Boulevard near my old apartment because they opened one. I'm like, it's that place.
maybe it's the same one we're talking about. Because there's a Freddy's out here in Mesa. They have like it's like In-N-Out kind of. They got it's white and red labels. They have steak burgers, so I think that's what you mean by loose meat, like steak burgers, where it's like kind of falls apart easy,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
There's one called Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. They're all over, so I'm pretty sure that's the same thing we're talking about.
yeah. I do. I remember the
I've
food.
never been there.
Think about all the times I ate with Gary. Let me think about this. Right. So there was a time we had this Christmas party at this Italian restaurant down near was it Obi? But I remember that place. That place it was pretty decent catering, and like they just had dinner there. Ordered a lot of wine, but I can't remember the name of the place because I was so new there. I got drove. I didn't drive there myself. Eddie drove, so I had no idea what the place that was. But I remember that one. What else do I remember? Mm. Oh, dude, they used to do all these fucking like this place was so Old Mad Engine was interesting. They used to do these Mexican like the Hispanics that worked out there would fucking do these really awesome like potluck lunches or something. Like they would
Hmm.
do all the grilling and shit. So for you'd have like authentic Mexican food and all this shit. But the owners hated Mexican food. They liked Italian food, so they'd cater in Italian food. And I thought Mexican and Italian. That's my two favorite fucking foods. So I just piled up raviolis and salsa. Now, folks, I understand tomatoes are in both the base ingredients of a salsa and a marinara, but man was not meant to mix them into one meal. Like, I had the worst stomach ache my entire life.
That's funny.
We,
I call Jessica all the time a spaghetti taco. I call her my spaghetti taco because she's Mexican and Italian. You know, half Mexican, half Italian. So I always call her a spaghetti taco.
uh, yeah, I'm a little foo boy, man. That's for certain. I remember the time Brandon told me this place had really great Mexican food. It sucked. Remember that one, Brandon?
Probably you hate everything I say.
No, the taco place. Was it El
Yeah, we hate it.
Pastor? Was the name?
No, the taco place. The
Oh,
newest
the El
one is called.
Pastor is the one I had up in Lake Havasu. That place was awesome. But the place you went, that's pretty good too. No, that one with the margaritas, you said was great. Then they served us
I
cold
like
chips and
you
shit.
know. Yeah, the reason is I usually get the cheap margaritas, so the food don't. I don't even notice if the food's bad or not. 'Cause usually we get the cheap margarita.
I'm just saying, if you're selling authentic Mexican food, you can't serve cold chips, man.
Nah, yeah, that was a bad night. But we haven't been there. I think since it's been forever since we went there. Now we go to that taco place down the street. You know, the one I took you with the homemade tortillas and everything, because that's just right there. So like, yeah, fuck it. You going past 11 tonight, or what's the game plan, boss?
I am. You don't have to. You got work, right?
Yeah, I probably should take a shower and get ready.
Should probably do something.
Probably.
I'm trying
Chat
all my.
tomorrow.
I'm trying all I can to finish, but I'm not. I'm not gonna be able to fight. I'm gonna try.
Give up. Give
Yeah.
up, Rob. Give up.
That's the voice in your head, Brandon, not
Mm-hmm.
mine.
All day, every day.
I can quit art after it's done. Like,
All right. Talk to you tomorrow.
yep.
Later.
Later.
Later, everybody.
What's this piece for? So two things. It's gonna go on the new issue of Megavisions issue 9. But honestly, dude, I bought that arcade one up, cab, and I really just want this, like buy that. So it has all my this is like all my this is all my favorite shit when we were kids. You know, this is all the stuff that I either had or loved. Fucking pretty much had all the shit. So this is one of the few times I'm going the extra distance just because I want all this stuff on the wall. But it's gonna go on Megavision's issue 9, so they're gonna get a fold-out poster. And yeah, you'll dig this, Gary. It's gonna go in this layout I did too for the magazine. Yeah. So I did. We're doing a Turtles in Time versus uh, Hyperstone Heist. No, I'm gonna print it up as a poster and just put it on the wall next to it. So it's gonna go in this layout. So I made the magazine look old as shit, dog. It's gonna go right there. And then it's also gonna have a fold-out poster. So I'm gonna probably print up a 20 by 30 or 24 by 36 and just put it up on the wall. And maybe I'll backlight it. I already backlit my cab. So I did get the so you can get these guys made a $50 back marquee that lights up. It's like $50. And I installed that so my marquee on the Turtles cab lights up. Super awesome, dude. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it looks old, right? Old. I like that retro look. Yeah, if you haven't heard, Gary, there's a PC fan game on PC called Retropalooza. That's awesome. So like they it's a side scrolling beat 'em up like Turtles are like the arcade game or whatever. But it's got every Turtles fucking character ever. It's a fan game. It's super fucking cool. Retropalooza. It's got Casey Jones and Usagi Yojimbo. Yeah. I got just the Turtles and the Star Wars. Um, if they come out with the Neo, remember the Neo Geo, their OG fucking red cabs. If they ever come out with one of those, then I'm getting one of those. Yeah, the Star Wars. I play that almost daily, dude. It's right here in the room. So I just wish they had made Jedi. Even like when I first played that Jedi game back in '85, it's a shame that it's pixels. I wish they had just made like a speeder bike game in that Vectrex. Yeah, I've thought about trying to mod the Turtles one, but there's only two buttons per character, so like you need six buttons to do all the RetroPie functions. So I don't unless I maybe if I put a controller in there in the back, like a. But even then, like to move around the menus, I'd still need like select buttons and stuff. So I don't know. That's the only thing I'd like to do is if I could possibly mod that cab to play Retropalooza. That would be so awesome. Add buttons. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm I don't want to mess with it. So if I could somehow run a controller out the back onto a separate table, then that would be something to do. But man, I'm just not trustworthy with a drill. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, something like that. So someone's gonna do it, and then I know they will because the game's too fucking awesome. It's the perfect game. Retropalooza is the perfect game to put on that cabinet. But here's the thing: I like the arcade one up load up. Like, if there's a way I could do it and somehow keep. I don't know. Someone's gonna make a good mod that does it, and then I'll somehow figure out how to do it. But I do know my limits, man. Like, and but yeah, if they came out with a Neo Geo cab, that I would totally fucking throw down on. The kind that used to have that Circle K. Circle K red, the red box style. There, he fit right in there. Late Gary, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. Hope you and the family are doing well. Hey, what's up, Loopy? Uh, it goes fine. Brandon was just on, so you just missed him. QA, bro. People don't like their game shipping broke. Um, yeah, I don't think that's gonna push games back 7 months like on Cyberpunk. It's the way it goes. You were listening to a documentary on Nintendo. It's talking about how the Wii came out and was on top. All right. Then, but I've never seen a console die so fast. Um, so console didn't die too fast. The problem is Nintendo just stopped making first party software for it. That 2008 E3 was no good, man. And it was all like downhill from there. They just needed to make games and they didn't make games. And they tried the same approach with Wii U and they sort of learned you have to keep first party content out on your systems, man. Because remember, at the same time when the Wii came out, around 2008, then you have the iPhone 3 with the gaming. And so their entire market switched over to iPhone. You know, they just never saw that coming. And a console has died faster. The Virtual Boy lasted 6 months. Yeah, they think long term, bro. They don't care about immediate stock jumps and drops. So you can't apply American consumerism to Kyoto-based Japanese business practices like Nintendo. They're seeing their stuff over 100-year period. They're not seeing it over quarterly or yearly. I'm not a Nintendo apologist. I think their online and their current user interface on the Switch is dog shit. You know, it's kind of unacceptable, but goes to show you, apparently it doesn't matter. compared to the menu interface and the store interface on the 3DS, yeah, it's ridiculously bad. Yep, the ooze. ooze drink. That would, yeah. How come there isn't any? Well, I mean, there was the Ecto Cooler. Did they ever do an ooze one with High C? But yeah, it'd be cool if they sold them in little canisters like Squeeze Its. Which Hippo do you like in the movies? One. I'm not a fan of the second film. I like Kino, and that's about it. But Super Shredder. Yeah, they put him in Hyperstone Heist. So like around that big, right? He's probably a little bigger though. But Giant Shredder is always fun. This didn't do anything with him. Just punched a pier out, right? All right. Well, I'm tapped out, guys. So I have to wrap up this stuff. I'll get the Baxter Stockman thing going tomorrow and wrap that up, and then we'll wrap up this little part Sunday, so Monday we can start coloring. It's taking way too long. It's ridiculous. But I'm tired. I gotta get going. See you all tomorrow. Peace. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Good, fun night. We had a fun night. It was good times.